All right, we're going to talk about the ending right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because it was amazing.
I don't know. I think
you were freaking out.
I was freaking out. I think that pretty much trumped the season finale of last season. In terms of like shock value.
I mean, that was you mean Ned Stark's death or the dragons?
Ned Stark's death.
That was more shocking to you.
Yeah, that was more shocking to me.
Why?
I had no idea. I had no idea she was pregnant. I had no idea when she is like, "You want to see my naked body?"
Yeah.
And he's sort of like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because...
Well, I didn't say yeah, but more or less said yeah.
And then she disrobes, and she's got this big belly,
yes.
and then, so that's, like, crazy number one. And then, like, she starts giving birth, and that's, like, crazy number two.
Crazy number two.
And then there's, like, it's like a three-punch crazy. Yeah. And then, I mean,
and then the black, sooty smoke comes out, and the hands, and it starts coughing, and it's like skull, and it forms into a man. Yeah, that was awesome.
Still, that image is still, like, replaying in my head.
So that was more shocking to you than the death of Ned Stark?
Yes.
Is it because you weren't expecting that level of the supernatural?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, you know what, that's exactly what it was. It was that up until now,
other than
the dragons have been the only thing. And the Night Watch walking the sort of the
White Walkers.
The White Walkers, yeah. That has been, and those are only really a legend as of yet.
Yeah.
So, yes, that was the first time that something really, like, straight up fantasy happened. And that's exactly what it was. And I didn't even think about that until now.
Really?
That's exactly what it was. And I think
you just weren't expecting this plot line to go into dark magic.
From here on in, we've been shocked by human depravity.
Yeah.
And human tragedy.
Well, the whole episode was really about the depths of suffering.
It just keeps getting worse each episode. I mean, more children get killed, more terrible things are done to, innocent people. And it's sort of like that. It's almost like they reached the limit of that kind of shock value, but they were smart about it because then they were like, let's bring out the magic. Yeah. I mean, that was I think that's fascinating.
And now you see what the Red Woman's role is. That she's this wild card.
That she is?
She's not just this sultry outsider. She has powers that she can call upon to help Stannis Baratheon. And she's the wild card. And he knows it.
Does he know the extent of it? I mean, does he know that she needed to give birth to that thing? I mean, he knew she needed to give birth.
Well,
did he know what the thing was?
When he asked Davos to take her to the shore, essentially... he threatened his brother Renly, and now he said, take her to shore, and he's like, Davos is like, there's got to be another way, and he's like, this is the only way. I don't know. I think he made his Faustian bargain, whatever that was, a long time ago. He's figured out that if he wants to rule Westeros, this woman can help inspire his men with her religion in a way that he can't, which is with his own personality.
I definitely want to talk about Arya.
Yeah.
What was really intriguing to me was when, in this episode, she showed this kind of, as opposed to just kind of pulling out her sword and proving that she was good at swordplay, which had sort of been her fallback in terms of being an intriguing character in the past, or a multifaceted character in the past, that was supposed to somehow represent that she was not just a regular girl. But, when she started saying the names of all the people that she wants to see dead, and suddenly you
realize the extent of her suffering.
Yeah, and there's a lot of moments where she's just watching.
Oh yeah.
And until then, there had never been a real moment where she's actually doing. So I guess I wanted to ask you, first of all, what do you think of her character as compared to how she's presented in the book?
Oh, I think it's great. No, I think it's great. I think that the Harrenhal scenes, the torture scenes and all that stuff was portrayed much... it was far more grisly than what I imagined in the book. I imagined it was...
Did you ever go to Renaissance fairs? They had that. They did that.
Well, no, I don't mean the torture aspect. I mean, like, the fact that they were in this, like, pig pen, that it was this... The Harrenhal, you saw it as this ruined castle in the book, but it was so stark, no pun intended, and terrifying that they were being brought to this ghost house, essentially. And, and and then the music played in for me that, Arya, she's getting deeper and deeper into circumstances that she is either not equipped for or is going to have to rise to the occasion. And also, it hits home more and more how far away she is from the very first episode of the first season. So, got to wrap it up.
Yes.
I'm going to give this 4 golden dragons out of 5. This was not a 5. This was not as good for me as last episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. What the flaws? Just in brief.
I don't know. I mean,
you've only talked about things you liked.
I don't know. I think it was just an overall feel. It didn't.
No, I guess you have to have your standards.
Hit the great themes for me that the last one did. I think it was a great plot episode. It was a great visual episode. But I don't know. It just there's just something in my gut. This was not a 5 golden dragon one. It was a 4 one. But still, that's great. It's a good episode.
I mean, honestly, just purely based on my reaction to that last scene and just how I'm gonna give it 4.5.
Okay.
Because I honestly, I mean, it really did. For those of us who didn't know the fantastical elements were coming, it brought them, and it brought them with like everything. It just was
hardcore fantasy.
Just a way to introduce us to that, and just be like, "Guess what you're in for?" It was, yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Please please click subscribe, please comment. We'll try to respond to the comments that we can. Yeah. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll be back next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you, darling.
Love you.
Bye-bye.